что такое может быть. Я никогда не думала, что
нам нужно исправить
Хай живе Україна, Україна переможе, Путіну гаплик.
Думала, что мы уже будем идти эти 2-3 дня. Ну, я бы думала, что мы будем идти целый день.
Since the beginning of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, over 1.2 million people have fled the battered country. The mass exodus of refugees from Ukraine to the eastern edge of the European Union shows no signs of stopping.
людей, але нам дуже хороші водії і всіх підсаджують. Дуже багато було з дітками, мам. Ні, не знаємо. Не знаємо, але чим пошвидше додому поїхати.
Я просто уехала раньше, я работала в Польше, поэтому мне привезли к границе детей. Я перешла границу и забрала их.
залишилась моя сім'я, мої батьки, мої брати,
Mama, brat, tak?
тато.
Tato. A mąż? Wasz mąż?
Хлопець там залишився. Хлопець.
Left my house, my car, all of I profit in my life, you know. I left and I broke all of I profit in my life. We have nothing now. You know, I only pray about him. You know. I wish God help us.
This is Amir. In his early 60s, Amir managed to board a train carrying hundreds of refugees that reached Budapest's Western Railway station in Hungary. He left his life's work behind in Ukraine. But what hurts him the most is that he also had to leave his two older sons back home. This is the reality of Ukraine. Men between the age of 18 to 60 years are prohibited from leaving the war-torn country. This call was taken after Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, declared martial law across the nation after Russia's invasion on the 24th of February. The maximum service period will be 1 year.
We don't filter any of them. Every who want to join the army can do this. So all of people, all of nation come to the recruiting center and join the army. This is amazing for this times. This is amazing patriotic level today.
Ну, ви знаєте, в всякому випадку треба бути до того готовим. Ми надіємося, що Всевишній нас береже, але готовому треба бути. Всі там не можуть витримати самі. Коли їхні ресурси закінчаться, нам потрібно буде йти вперед.
Those fleeing are mostly women and children. They describe the ordeal of getting out of Ukraine and leaving their loved ones behind.
What I think about this, it's what I feeling about this, what my feelings, only shock, because I have little children. What me doing? My children cry, and my family in Ukraine. I'm come, and my family staying in Ukraine. My grandma, my another family. Russia, stop Putin. We don't want to fight with anyone. We want to be in our home with our parents, children. We don't want to go any countries.
Πάρα πολύ τρομακτικά. Δεν ξέρεις τι θα γίνει. Η ρακέτα μπορεί να πέσει απολύτως σε ένα λεπτό εδώ και τίποτα δεν μπορείς να κάνεις. Και όλη τη μέρα είναι οι σιρένες σε κάθε πόλη και σε όλα αυτά και είναι πάρα πολύ τρομακτικό.
Meet Piroska Baksa. Baksa left the western Ukrainian village of Chomonin, where she was living ever since she was born in 1942. She fled along with her daughter and 14-year-old granddaughter. These 3 generations of women left Ukraine, seeking refuge in Hungary. But it was not an easy choice.
A kislányom, ez a kis unokám 14 éves sírt, hogy engem minden áron hozzanak el a 2 nagylány Pesten, hogy a nagymamát ne hagyják ott. Nem jöttem volna, de már csak szeretnek. Hát úgy voltam, hogy semmi áron nem akartam menni. Hogy ott hagyja az embernek a lakását. Mindenit, a lányomnak kutya van, Paci szabadon kell engedni, nincs akire rábízva, mindenki elmegy.
Interestingly, her son-in-law crossed into Hungary 2 days before Ukraine passed a compulsory military service order for all the men aged between 18 to 60 years old. Baksa's daughter, a seamstress, and granddaughter, a high school student, escorted her to safety in Hungary's capital, Budapest, where she reunited with 2 other granddaughters. But she is deeply unhappy about being uprooted.
Nem tudok aludni. Nem tudok aludni, idegen helyen nem tudok elaludni, mert a fát nem lehet az öreg fát átültetni egy másik helyre, és az már nem fogom megadni. Nem, kiszárad, szóval megvisel engem ez az utazás.
While hundreds of thousands of refugees are leaving Ukraine amid Russia's attack, there are some Ukrainian men and women who are returning home from across Europe to help defend their homeland.
I can't vouch that, and I can't just stay in Poland and let Russians destroy our independence, destroy our cities, kill our citizens, kill our children, kill our elderly people. So, summing up all those circumstances, I made a decision to come back to Ukraine and fight.
These are the scenes from outside a border patrol office in Przemyśl, Poland, at the main train station. Hundreds of people were lined up to return to Ukraine. The majority of them are men. According to Poland's border guard, more than 22,000 people have crossed into Ukraine. Among them was Alexander, who used to live in Poland, but now he has gone back to his motherland.
Для защиты своей земли, своей родины. Жалко смотреть на то, как на женщин и детей, которые сейчас возвращаются сюда, едут сюда в Польшу и бегут просто оттуда.
Many of these men only wanted to reveal their first names, citing security concerns. Before the recent exodus, there were an estimated 1 million Ukrainians in Poland, working or studying.
Сейчас точно скажи, что ты думаешь о себе, об этой ситуации? Что случилось? Почему?
Почему? Потому что у Путина нету головы вообще. Сдурел он просто и все. Я не мог себе никогда поверить, что все-таки в 21 веке будет такая война. 21 век это уже не то. Мы дойдем до Москвы.
Interestingly, Ukrainian authorities have also called on foreign volunteers to come and fight in Ukraine's defense. Thousands of kilometers away from Kyiv, across the Atlantic, a cook in British Columbia, Canada, heard this plea and is now on his way to fight Russians. 33-year-old Canadian Bryson Woolsey is among dozens of Canadians answering Ukraine's call for foreign volunteers.
Everyone who values human rights, democracy, liberty.
Woolsey quit his job as a cook after hearing about Zelensky's appeal for the formation of an international legion. He has no military training and plans to buy a plane ticket to Poland, cross into Ukraine and volunteer for combat.
I've seen videos of children in ambulances being resuscitated, of civilians, limbs missing, right, dying of shock, soldiers fighting, right? It's civilians being bombed, apartments being bombed. It's pretty ruthless out there, and I just don't feel that it's okay. That obviously it's not okay, and that there's something that can be done, and I feel like I can do something, as whatever that might be, whether it be participating in combat or helping in support situation or something. I just believe that I want to be over there and doing something to help.
Back in Ukraine, many videos like this one are surfacing on the internet. Locals from the northeastern Ukrainian city of Kupiansk were seen surrounding a vehicle that is believed to be Russian. Some climb on the car while it keeps moving. These visuals are motivating other Ukrainians who were settled overseas to gear up for combat. According to the Ukrainian government, nearly 76,500 international students from 155 nations are enrolled at the country's universities. Almost a quarter of these are Indians. Many of these foreign students say that they are experiencing racist treatment by Ukrainian security forces and border officials, even amid an exodus. Racism is rearing its ugly head.
We were waiting for so long, and there were Africans also, there were Indians also, and Ukrainians were let inside. So that sort of created an agitation among us, because we were not entering and we were like waiting for one day. And so like we were like thinking why they are given preference more than us.
It's just like crossing the border from cruelty to hospitality, because we were just totally out of our mind, like what do we have to do now? Like from 2 days we were on the roads without any shelter, without any facilities, and they were just treating us like nothing.
Yes, obviously, the Ukrainians were let in, and the foreigners, they were segregated to one side, regardless of racism and something. It was like all the Indians, most of the people were Indians, Africans, some English people were there. I encountered 2 Scotsmen there, and then it was like foreigner and Ukrainians. They were treated differently.
Ukraine's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has denied these allegations of racism. It is also worth noticing that European countries that have a history of distrust and antipathy towards refugees from wars in countries like Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria have opened their doors to Ukrainians. They are being welcomed with open arms. And then there is this. Russia has accused Ukraine of holding Indian students hostage, a charge that has been denied by Ukraine. To evacuate its citizens urgently, the government of India launched Operation Ganga on February 27th. Under the evacuation plan, India is sending at least 46 evacuation flights to bring back the stranded Indian nationals. The flights are scheduled till March 8th from countries like Romania, Hungary, and Poland. Russia's invasion of Ukraine will change the face of Europe and the global order forever. The United Nations has projected that 4 million Ukrainian refugees could arrive in neighboring countries in the coming weeks. According to the emergency plan drafted by the European Union, Ukrainian refugees will have the right to live and work in the EU nations for up to 3 years. The Ukraine exodus is likely to trigger a refugee crisis. Will these displaced people ever return home and unite with their families? It will all depend on how the war ends.